Hey guys, this is John Mule Tech Talk. I was thinking about something today. I'm currently going through my computer hardware and software maintenance classes, and I think about, you know, I've had a Mac. This isn't a Mac Windows type deal, but I've had my Mac now for 5, going on 6 months, and I think of the minor thing, minor other than having to deal with email issues that were, basically self-inflicted. I've had to do reasonably nothing with my computer, with my laptop, and with my wife's computer. But I was thinking about today, even with the upgrades I made on my on my desktop I have upstairs that I take all my online course tests, that even there I've had to do some adjustments or download, but even on that desktop computer I haven't had to do much. I guess when Microsoft did tried to solve the issues with the Windows 7 program that they did, they solved a lot of problems that they had with Vista, with compatibility issues, compatibility issues, and the way Windows in general solves compatibility issues, or from what I understand from reading on this, is that when they went in to work on Windows 7, there were protections they put in place, or processes that they put in place in the parts of the program that helps these programs or files or whatever they are to run if they have a problem with Windows. The other issue is the reason Windows 7 boots up so quickly is because they changed the way that things boot up on there. So instead, when Vista was created, all your programs that you have open up on startup that you use all the time would be one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other, would go and start. So you have all these programs that are trying to start up at the same time, and that's why the load speed to start up was so much of a problem, and why it took so long. Now that we have modern multi-core processors where there's multiple cores in the processor, whether it's an Intel Core 2 Duo, Core i3, Core i5, Core i7 processor. They have multiple processor cores in there. So basically what happens, you have a processor that has basically, in theory and in place, it's like can be anywhere from 2 to 6 to 8 to 16 processors handling the computations, or the stuff going through there. So stuff can be done in parallel. The best illustration of this is, have you ever been out on a country road, 2-lane country road, and you have about 20 people lined up, and there's 20 on the right side, 20 on the left side. All right. Vista was just like that. There was a 2-lane country road. You had about 20 programs trying to load up. You only had 2 lanes to place them on. So it was not optimized or set up for multi-processors. So therefore it took longer to boot up. The other thing was when they were creating Vista, when Microsoft was creating Vista, you didn't. It was the beginning of the multiprocessors. So now getting into Windows 7, the programmers and developers had this in mind, which makes it way better. Now, I use the word picture visualization of a two-lane road. Now think of Windows 7. You got those same 20 things that are trying to start up on boot up. To start up on boot in the program when Windows boots up. And now you put them, instead of on two lanes like this, you take each one of my fingers here and it's a lane. And you put two processes on each lane. You have them going forward and starting up in parallel, which means they're actually, without getting into too many technical things, that they're able to start simultaneously. You'd have 20 things starting at once, and whatever takes longer can take longer, but whatever starts up quicker starts up quicker. So that's a basic explanation. I didn't want to keep you too long, but this is important. Now, you know, a lot of people have stuck with XP. XP was a awesome operating system. I've used it. It has been good. It has been stable. It wasn't always stable. They had problems early on, but you know, Microsoft learned from what they were doing, and they solved things quickly. And it was a real stable operating system, and people continue to use it. And because it's stable, and for mission critical applications, yes, you want a stable operating system. What I like so much about Windows 7 is the fact that it seems pretty stable. It runs pretty quick. Now on my desktop I have a multi-core processor. I'm actually running an AMD processor, and I think it's one of the early dual-core ones that AMD came out with. But it is running incredibly fast. When I get to working on that desktop, you know, it impresses me at how fast it works. Of course, in order to get that speed, you've got to have at least 4 gigs of RAM. If you, in fact, in my, well, I don't think I have a computer here, with the exception of one laptop that we have, an older laptop that is my son's, which we haven't used in some time, but it only has half a gigabyte of RAM. But most, I think the computers we got here all have 4 gigs of RAM, so they tend to move along. Now, for people who are wanting to set up a basic computer system, say they're just curious about building a computer system. You know what? I'm gonna save this for my next post. I'm gonna make 2 posts this week, and I'll do another post, and I'll talk about actually building in that one. So, till later. Bye.